Hello everyone, my name is George Koss, and for my health behavior journal, I decided to reduce my caloric intake in order to lose weight. So, according to the Center for Disease Control, or the CDC, in order to successfully lose weight and keep it off, people must learn to lose weight gradually instead of rapidly. In addition, according to the CDC, benefits from losing weight include improvements in blood pressure, blood cholesterol, and blood sugars. Overall, weight loss contributes to decreasing your chances of chronic diseases like obesity, all while improving your quality of life. Now, the amount of calories varies per person, and there is not one set calorie amount each person should consume. I went onto Mayo Clinic's website and followed their steps in determining what my maintenance calories were. Maintenance calories is essentially how many calories I would need to consume in a day to maintain my weight. The Mayo Clinic's calculator determined I must consume 2,650 calories in order to maintain my weight. Overconsumption of food means a surplus in calories. A surplus in calories will lead to an increase in weight. According to the CDC, there are specific guidelines and classifications to determine if someone is overweight, obese, or extremely obese. This is determined using the body mass index, or the BMI. To be considered overweight, one must have a BMI measurement ranging from 25 to 29.9. Then there are the obesity classes 1, 2, and 3. For obesity class 1, the BMI measurement ranges from 30 to 34.9. For class 2, the measurements are 35 to 39.9. And for class 3, it requires a BMI measurement equal to or over 40. And at this point is when you would be considered extremely obese. According to the CDC, being obese can cause serious diseases and health conditions like type 2 diabetes, breathing problems, body pain, stroke, and various cancers. Then I decided to lose weight and reduce my caloric intake for my health behavior changes because I gained a substantial amount of weight. Steadily gaining weight for about a year prior to this, but nothing drastic. However, when the COVID-19 pandemic came, it took a huge toll on my eating habits and my exercise. To be quite honest, it just took away my structure. Quarantining throughout this pandemic, I put on 50 pounds. I used to weigh 200 pounds. I was considered overweight according to the BMI guidelines. However, I was still healthy. My blood pressure was good, and most importantly, my eating habits were good. However, now I weigh 254 pounds and have not really worked out or done much physical activity besides my job. I began overeating whole foods at first, but over time I started consuming more snacks which were processed and have a lot more calories. And then my eating habits only got worse from there. I was eating out all the time and mindlessly eating. Once this project came up, I took the opportunity to reflect on myself and realize I was doing all these things. With that said, I hope this behavior change will help me become more aware of my eating habits, feel better physically and mentally, and lastly, lose some weight to decrease my chances of obtaining any diseases or health issues that come with being obese. For my intervention, I will be logging the food I eat daily. According to the article Why Keep a Food Diary, this intervention will keep me accountable and help me become more aware of what I am eating, how much I am eating, and how often I am eating. The second thing I will do is set realistic goals to losing weight. The CDC states setting realistic short-term goals will help achieve my long-term goal. For example, in the first week, I will reduce my caloric intake only by 200 calories. The following 2 weeks, I will reduce it another 150 calories, and for the final week, I will reduce it another 150 calories. Lastly, I will monitor my weight every week to ensure I am on track for my goal. According to the CDC, monitoring your weight is a good idea so one can plan accordingly and stay on track. Logging my food did help me change my eating habits and behavior. I found myself eating less frequently and planning my meals ahead of time. In addition, it made me more aware of what I was eating, which in turn helped me eat less processed foods and more single ingredient foods or whole foods. In addition to my logging, the realistic goal setting helped me tremendously throughout these 4 weeks. Having a slight caloric deficit and slowly decreasing it helped me eat less. It also aided in me not feeling so fatigued like a drastic caloric deficit would. Lastly, doing a weekly check-in on my weight helped me stay on track, and it also motivated me to keep going. Challenges with these interventions were getting used to writing your food down for every single meal. Throughout this behavior change, it has helped me, but I also know it isn't sustainable. The next challenging thing was what got me into this mess in the first place, the pandemic. It is a bad excuse, but it was extremely difficult to not stress eat and overeat because I am still at home all the time and there aren't many places I could go since everything is shut down. I found myself trying to keep busy doing other things, but the urge always comes back, and I found myself fighting it every day. However, one thing I found that helped me combat this was cooking, and that is why the beginning of this presentation is a video of me cooking as I speak in the background. I am no Gordon Ramsay, however, I found that the more I cook, the less time I spend thinking about eating, since I am occupied in preparing my meal. These are my caloric totals for each day and each week. As you can see, I stayed below my calories every week despite facing many urges and challenges. The first week I was supposed to stay under 2,450 calories. The second and third week I had to stay under 2,300 calories. and for the final week, I had to stay under 2,150 calories. At the end of the chart is also my weight at my weekly weigh-in. I did them every Monday morning on an empty stomach.